Okay, next point we can see, that is optical isomer. Which is also known as an enantiomer. Okay, enantiomer means the complex molecule or the ion which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. They are known as enantiomers. Enantiomers are non-superimposable mirror images, means they are chiral in nature and they show optical isomerism. So enantiomer have identical properties like their physical properties, their chemical properties, but the difference is angle of rotation. So first, optical isomer in octahedral complex. The first point we can see, optical isomer in octahedral complex. Optical isomer in octahedral complex. I will take example COE En thrice, En ethylene diamond thrice. Net charge of that complex is a +3. So that can be represented as central atom is a cobalt. The mirror image of that complex if the left side structure is a D, so the right side structure is a L. The central part is a mirror. So second, we can see the octahedral complexes existing as both geometric and optical isomer. Geometric and optical isomer. I will take the example. A platinum complex okay, if it is a D, then another one is a L isomer. Square planar complexes do not show enantiomerism. They have mirror plane and axis of symmetry. So next point we can see, that is the structural isomer. Structural isomer. So structural isomer possesses different linkages among their constituent atoms and they have a chemical formula to be the same. So they can be classified into linkage isomer, ionization isomer, coordination isomer and solvent isomer. So first we can see the linkage isomer. Okay, in linkage isomer, these when the ligand has a two different donor atoms, so such type of ligand is bonded with a metal in two different atoms, and that type of isomerism is known as a linkage isomerism. So when the ligand has two different donor atoms, example, in CONH3 5 NO2 bracket raised to plus 2, this complex is also represented as CONH3 5 ONO bracket raised to plus 2. So in that first complex, the ligand NO2, the attached donor atom is a nitrogen. In case of second complex, the donor atom is a oxygen. So such isomer is known as a linkage isomer. Second isomerism is ionization isomer. So in ionization isomer involve exchange of ligands between, in ionization isomerism, exchange of ligands between coordination and ionization sphere. The example of ionization isomerism is so in that two complex, the SO4 and Br are exchanged inside and outside the coordination sphere. So such type of isomerism is known as a ionization isomerism. So in third type, that is known as a coordination isomer. So in coordination isomerism, there is an interchange of ligands between the cationic and anionic sphere of different metal ion. The example, in that complex, the first complex is a cationic in nature and the second complex is a anionic in nature. So the exchange of ligands will be takes place between the cationic and anionic ligand is known as a coordination isomer, and the last one in that case is known as a solvate isomer. Okay, solvate isomer, which is also known as a hydrate isomer, because water is used as a solvent, so we can say that water molecule is exchange between inner and outer sphere, so such isomer is known as a solvate isomer, and this phenomenon is known as a solvate isomerism. Example: okay, in that example, there is first complex 6 water molecule is present inside the coordination sphere, and in second example, one water molecule is exchanged between inside and outside the coordination sphere. So such isomerism is known as a solvate isomerism. Okay, next point we can see, that is the stability of the coordination compound. So stability of coordination compound can be explained on the basis of stability constant. Stability of coordination compound is explained on the basis of stability constant. So stability is generally depend on the metal ligand interaction. The stability of coordination compound is depend on metal ligand interaction. Okay, stronger is the metal ligand interaction, more is the stability. So generally we can say that ligands are, according to Lewis theory, ligands are Lewis bases. They donate electron pair to the metal atom, and they form, they create an interaction between that metal and the ligand. Stronger is the interaction, greater is the stability. So stability is directly proportional to, stability of complex is directly proportional to the interaction between the ligand and the metal atom. So higher is the stability constant, higher is the stability. So which factors are affecting on the stability? The factors affecting the stability, so there are two factors which is normally affecting the stability. So first factor is charge to size ratio of the metal ion. The factors affecting stability of coordination compound, first factor is the charge to size ratio of the metal ion, and second is the nature of the ligand. So higher the ratio of higher is the ratio, greater is the stability. Higher is the ratio, greater is the stability. Higher is the ratio, greater is the stability. So in case of Cu plus 2, Ni plus 2, CO plus 2, Fe plus 2, so more stable metal atom is copper, then nickel, cobalt, Fe, manganese, and then cadmium. So second second factor affect with the stability of complex is the nature of ligand. So stability of the complex is related to how easily the ligand can donate its electron pair to the central metal atom. How easily the ligand can donate its lone pair of electrons to the central metal atom. That point is known as the basicity of the ligand. That is known as a basicity of the ligand. The ligand, those are stronger bases, tend to form more stable complexes. Okay, so next important point we can see, that is the valence bond theory, or simply which is known as the VBT. So this theory is depend on the metal ligand bonding in the coordination compound. So there are two important theories. One is VBT and second one is known as the CFT, that is crystal field theory. So in that theory, that is valence bond theory, so it is based on the concept of hybridization. Valence bond theory is based on the concept of hybridization. So there are some postulates which are given by the VBT theory. So first postulate in VBT is metal ion provide a vacant d orbital for the formation of coordinate bond with the ligands. Okay, so metal ion provide vacant d orbital for formation of coordinate bond with ligands. Okay, that is the first postulate. So that vacant d orbital along with the s and p orbital, metal ion take part in the hybridization. Okay, metal ion take part in hybridization. So next postulate is the number of vacant hybrid orbitals formed is equal to the number of vacant hybrid orbitals formed is equal to the number of ligands surrounding the metal ion. Okay, so next postulate is the overlapping between the vacant orbital of the metal and filled orbital of the ligand leads to the formation of their metal ligand coordinate bond. So metal and ligand can create a coordinate bond, empty hybrid orbital of the metal and filled orbital of the ligand. So coordinate bond is always formed between the empty orbital of metal and filled orbital of ligand. That is another postulate. So in next postulate, VBT says that hybrid orbitals used by the metal ion point in the direction of the ligand. And there are two types of complexes. So there is two type of complexes is n-1d orbital complex or n-1d complex and nd complex. So n-1d complex is known as that complex is classified into two types, outer orbital complex and inner orbital complex. So n-1d is known as the inner orbital complex and nd is known as the outer orbital complex. So in hybridization, in the outer orbital complex, nd orbitals are used, where the in inner orbital complex n-1d orbitals are used. So in outer orbital complex, nd orbitals are used, and in inner orbital complex n-1d orbitals are used. So there are some steps to understand the metal ligand bonding, and that steps are so first, find the oxidation state of the metal ion. Find the oxidation state. Find the oxidation state of metal ion. Second, write valential electronic configuration. Write valence shell electronic configuration. The next point is, from the number of ligands, find the number of metal ion orbitals. Find the number of metal ion orbitals required for bonding. Then identify the orbitals of metal ion. Identify the orbitals of metal ion available for hybridization. And write electronic configuration after hybridization. Show filling the orbitals after complex formation. And last one, determine the number of unpaired electrons. Determine the number of unpaired electrons and predict. Last one, that is the predict the magnetic behavior of the complex. Predict the magnetic behavior of the complex. Okay, so there are three type of complexes. So we can take example in VBT. So first complex is octahedral complex. First complex is octahedral complex. I'll take an example of octahedral complex. So first example is CO NH3 6 time bracket raised to plus 3 ion, and this complex is a low spin complex. So ammonia is a strong field ligand, so we can create a shortcut here. Strong field ligand means a low spin complex, and weak field ligand means a high spin complex. So ammonia is a strong field ligand, so it is a low spin complex. So in that complex, the oxidation number of the oxidation number of the cobalt is plus 3, because ammonia is a neutral ligand, so net charge is its oxidation state. So like its electronic configuration or a valential electronic configuration of cobalt is valential electronic configuration of cobalt plus 3 is, so we can write here orbital diagram for the cobalt plus 3. There is 3d, the next orbital is 4s, and the next is a 4p. So 3d has 6 electron, we can write here 3d 6. So according to above principle, Pauli's exclusion principle and Hund's rule, so electron first fill singly and then pair up. So there is 4 unpaired electrons in that complex, but the number of ligands in that complex is 6. So there is required 6 number of vacant orbitals along with bonding with that ammonia or amine ligand, and this complex is a low spin complex. So pairing of electrons will takes place in prior to the hybridization. So that 4 unpaired electrons is paired and we'll get a new electronic configuration after pairing. So first is 3d, then it is 4s, and then it is 4p. So after pairing it's look like that, and we require 6 empty orbital, that is 2 from 3d, 1 from 4s, and 3 from 4p. So hybridization for that complex is D2 sp3. Okay, for D2 sp3 hybridization, the amine ligands which are 6 in nature, and it is a n-1d orbital participate in the hybridization, so it is a low spin complex. So we can say that n-1d orbital is involved, which is known as a low spin complex, and nd orbital are involved, which is known as a high spin complex. And the magnetic character of that complex is all the electrons are paired in nature, so it is a diamagnetic in nature, or simply effective magnetic moment for that complex is a 0. So that is the first complex. I will take another example, and that is CO F6 bracket raised to minus 3, but this example is high spin complex. Okay, so central metal atom is cobalt. The oxidation state of cobalt in that complex is a plus 3. So for oxidation state of plus 3, the cobalt has 6 electrons, 6d electrons, n-1d electrons, similar to the previous example. So here I will represent with that box diagram. So 3d, then here 4s, and then 4p. Okay, so F is a weak field ligand, fluorine is a weak field ligand, so the pairing will not take place like previous example. There are 6 fluorine, so we require 6 empty orbitals. So after 4p there is the next orbital is required, and that orbital is 4d, 3d, 4s, 4p, and then here it is 4d. So there is 6 empty orbitals are required, 1 from 4s, 3 from 4p, and 2 for 4d. So here the hybridization of that complex is sp3, hybridization is s1s, 3p, and 2d, that is sp3d2. So there are 4 unpaired electrons, 4 unpaired electrons. So magnetic character is paramagnetic in nature. Magnetic character is paramagnetic in nature. So we can find out its effective magnetic moment, that is mu effective. It is approximately 4.9. so mu effective is 4.9 bm Bohr's magneton. So that is the second example, second complex, that is the high spin complex.